Hello everybody, welcome back to Dude Ranch DIY. My name is Jake. It is a beautiful Sunday morning here in southwestern Connecticut. As you can see behind me, I got the burn barrel going and I got a lot more wood and scraps and stuff that I picked up along the Woodyard Road to keep it going today. Today I'm not really entirely sure what we're gonna get into on this video. I have a plan, but I don't know how far we're really gonna get. So let me show you what we're gonna be doing, and I can try and explain what I'd like to get done versus what we actually will get done. So for those of you that have been following along, you saw maybe about a week and a half ago, I brought home a load of ash firewood logs, as well as these 4 big telephone poles. And I asked you guys what you thought I might be doing with these telephone poles. Now, I got a ton of comments and responses with guesses as to what I might be doing with those telephone poles on that video. And a lot of you were pretty close, and a lot of you had guesses that you guys had guesses and thoughts of what I would be doing with those telephone poles that I never even would have thought of as far as what I could be doing with them here in the woodyard. And I gotta say, all the guesses were really good. If you take a look at what I got here on the International Flatbed, they are a bunch of old, not super old, but old enough, wooden, like I-beam kind of things. I don't really know what they're called, but they're basically like 2x4s with like OSB in the middle. And Chris and I salvaged these a long time ago, and he had the intention of using them to build a new run for his chicken coop. That idea never came to fruition, so now I just went and picked them up from his place. We are going to try and build a like little pavilion or like shed roof structure over the log splitter to keep it and us out of the elements, keep it from getting all froze up with snow and everything. Right now, obviously, you guys know that the splitter just kind of sits out here. I cover it. I've had different covers for it over the years. The fabric cover's broke. Now I just throw an IBC tote top over it. But basically the plan is, and we thought it would be a good time because the conveyor and everything isn't here, this is like the most cleared out this area is gonna be, is that I'd like to sink 4 telephone poles in as like corner posts, and then we're gonna use some cross member pieces of telephone pole to put on top of those, and then kind of use these I-beams as like roof, rafter, stringer kind of things. And then just keep it real simple, slight pitch to it, going back, you know, in one direction, and then throw some, you know, corrugated metal like tin up on top to act as a roof. That way it'll give us a section over here that's covered. It'll keep some of these rounds covered up. It's not gonna be big enough because we're basically limited by the length of these things as far as how big we can make this structure. But the main goal is to keep the splitter out of the elements and, you know, the tail end of the conveyor there. That way we'll also be able to put up lights. A lot of you guys thought that those telephone poles were gonna be used as just like big light poles out here in the woodyard. While that's a good idea, I don't really want just like big light posts out here. I do have neighbors that are able to see, especially in the wintertime back here. So I don't want like big obnoxious lights. I just kind of want, you know, this structure, we'll be able to put up some small lights to turn on while we're working out here underneath the structure. We'll be able to have the burn barrel going under there to keep us warm once all the snow starts flying. So that's basically the plan. Again, I don't know how far we're gonna get with this today. My neighbor Sean is gonna be coming over with his backhoe. He has graciously volunteered to help dig the like footing holes for the telephone poles. I got a couple other buddies that said they're gonna come over. So between all of us, we're just gonna kind of come up with a plan and run with it, I think. I have no supplies. We're gonna probably need a bunch of trips to the hardware store. But again, that's why I kind of say I don't really know how far we're gonna get in this video. This could just be a bunch of planning, and then we'll try and like build a materials list to do it some other day. But I figured while the conveyor isn't here, while it's still a nice day and there isn't snow, If we could get a good portion of this banged out, then that would be awesome. So I'm gonna wait for those guys to get here. In the meantime, I'm just kind of cleaning stuff up to make as much room as possible out here in the wood yard, and we'll pick back up in a little bit. So. Okay, everybody, we got all those I-beam things. I don't really know what they're called. If you know what those things are called, let me know down in the comments section. But we got them all offloaded. It's pretty easy using the tractor and the pallet forks. I set them all over there on a pallet, so we should be good to go. Now, I'm just gonna get rid of these ratchet straps, and I've showed this before on the channel, but it's for anybody that's new or that hasn't seen the videos where I've showed this. This is what I found the best way to take care of all of this tail with a ratchet strap. Whether you're storing them or you just have a little bit of tail left and you just, finish securing down a load, this is the easiest way. So what I've found is you take your tail end right here and just roll it up. Just roll it like this. Now these ones aren't all that long. I actually cut these to fit most things on this flatbed. But so you got your thing here, right? Take your hand, reach through, leave like 1.5 feet, 2 feet of slack between the actual ratchet and your roll. Reach through, pull it through. You make a loop like this, and then just pull it around. And look at that. There's all of your slack is right there in a nice girth hitch, and all you got to do to pull the slack out is you just loosen up that little loop and pull the roll back through it. It's super easy, and it just makes keeping all of your ratchet straps, because I have a small box over here, I have a larger box over there where I keep like the saws and stuff, but I always just like to fold up the ratchet, pull it so that the hook is all the way at the end like so, and then literally just roll it up. It doesn't get much simpler than that. So again, nice hole, reach your arm through, pull it around, bada boom. Okay guys, things are going on. My neighbor Sean just came over with his backhoe. We are clearing out this whole area over here to make room for this new pavilion, shed, roof kind of thing, whatever you want to call it. Rough plans are going to be here where you see these lines. It's going to go there, and yeah, we're just going to kind of chip away at this and build it as we go. So here we go. All right, guys, so we got everything cleared out of the way here. Gonna, I guess, start digging 4 holes here for these telephone poles. You think your little baby machine's gonna be able to do it, Sean?
I'm trying.
All right. So that's the plan. Essentially all this stuff, this whole process is gonna get moved that way, but we wanna make sure that we have ample room here in the wood yard for this thing to be within our limitations. So let's give it a shot. Okay guys, Sean is getting in position here, putting his outriggers down, and we're gonna dig the first hole. Oh yeah, guys, I forgot to tell you, Sam's here.
Hey!
You guys are old viewers. You remember Sam. If you're new viewers, this is my buddy Sam.
What up?
This whole Dude Ranch DIY started out on his property.
That's right. Yeah.
Thanks for giving us the start, buddy.
Your property.
Now we're on my property. Sean's here. Chris is here. We're gonna have a pavilion in no time.
We're gonna have a day.
Well, you're handing out beers already. I don't know. That's gonna slow us down. All right. Okay, thanks. All right, guys, we just cut this 21-footer in half, so we got two 10.5-footers. These are gonna be our back, the shorter parts of the shed roof. So we're hoping that, 3 foot in the ground, we'll have about 7 foot of height. Chris should be able to fit underneath that. Sam and Sean will definitely be able to fit underneath that. And we should be good. So we're gonna keep cruising along. Okay, guys, so here we are trying to get this first post up, and the tractor came in big handy for this. Realized that it would be easier to try and have the telephone pole between the two forks instead of to one side. Once we figured that out, as you can see, it went pretty smooth, and now we just grab the shovels and start backfilling the post in.
That ain't going nowhere.
You know where that's going?
Nowhere.
Fucking nowhere.
What do you think about that hole, Jake?
Looks good. It's a nice hole. Sean, it's a nice hole. It looks to be pretty straight. You know, we're not going for perfection here, but.
Okay, and here we are on the second hole, taking what we learned from the first hole, using the tractor. Oh, never mind. Chris just lifts it up by himself, and then we use the tractor to hold it in place while we get the bottom footing of the hole all set. And it's great having Chris around. He just picks up the whole pole and moves it exactly where it needs to be. And then we start the backfilling process yet again. Sam there for moral support and a good laugh, and to make sure that the post is nice and straight. Although it doesn't look all that straight right now, we will get it straight. Found that by just switching out the pallet forks for the bucket, it was a lot easier. We could get most of the dirt back into the hole, and had a way to push all the rocks away. So second pole is in the ground.
Okay, guys, we got 2 posts set so far. Not completely set, but they're level enough. We have the other posts cut. Sean is just gonna kind of clean up this hole a little bit. It was a little bit off, but it's going better than I would have thought, considering we didn't prepare at all. So that's good. Okay guys, we got 3 of the posts in. Sam and Chris are trying to triangulate this 4th pole. But this is going better than I think any of us thought. Very precise measurements here.
I'm not here to play games.
So that's where we're at.
Chris cutting first cut with the 500i. What'd you think?
That's nice.
3 seconds.
Well, all right, guys, it's not perfect, but we have 4 posts in the ground. The other camera ran out of power, and they are pretty close. They're not perfect, but they're pretty close. Good enough for what we're doing here, and we have come to the consensus that it's better to leave them and let rain and everything kind of do its thing as far as compaction, at least for now. And then once we get the roof structure built on top of it, that'll just shore it up even more, and then we can do some final adjustments. But I mean, Sam, what do you think here?
Man, I don't know. I think it's going nowhere.
So we're gonna call that a win. Yeah, to be continued, I suppose. So guys, that is the progress for today. This will be continued in another video when we get more materials, but basically we need 2 cross pieces for the front and the back. Then we're gonna cut these to the proper height to give us the proper pitch. And then we're gonna figure out somehow how to secure these things as basically like rafters going, running from this perspective left to right. And they're gonna rest on the 2 cross-piece telephone poles. So if any of you have any ideas of how to properly secure these or a good way to secure these, let me know in the comments. Again, we don't really know what we're doing here, but we're making it work. And with these 3 guys, we can do just about anything. So thank you guys for the help today. Really appreciate it. As always, guys, if you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up. Haven't done so already, click that come on, Cheese. Click that subscribe button down below. Questions, comments, or feedback, put it down in the comment section, because Lord knows we need it. But for now, I'm Jake.
I'm Chris.
That's Sean.
Sam.
This is Dude Ranch DIY. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you here next time.
Dude Ranch!
It's been a while since we had that.